Let's go turn 1 step links and pass. Let's play the Scythe Leopard. Play a fetch. We're not going to pop it yet, I don't think. If they don't get rid of the step links here, we could do a lot of damage very quickly. Oh, so we are going to get to do it. So this is the reason I want to play this deck, because it turns like this. So these will trigger. Let's fetch with this. Get a Stomping Grounds. Yes. Fetch with this. Doesn't matter. We've got the green. We've got the white. No, so we'll get Sacred Foundry. We're going to always yield to both of these because otherwise we're going to be here all day. And then Renegade Rallier. Get back a Arid Mesa. And then we've got 2 more triggers on the stack. And then again, we'll get a red source. We'll shock. These go on again. Bolt our opponent. And get the... Is that turn 3? That is. Sweet! So that is finally the reason why I wanted to play the deck. Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to day 4? 3? 4? Something like that of Everyday Making a Video. Today we're going to be playing Landfall. So we've got a bunch of creatures with Landfall. And if they don't have Landfall, we'll give them Landfall. Other than that, we've got some Ren and 6. Let's jump into some games. Okay, so we're on the play. Sweet. Ooh, that's a lot of land and not many early creatures. Yeah, we're going to ship this one back, I think. I guess the Blood Braids will be good with Adventuring Gear on, but now let's see if we can find a 1 or a 2 drop. I mean, this is a little bit more the other end of the extreme, but I guess we'll keep this and we will ditch the Blood Braid because we are miles off playing that. Let's lead off with, I guess, Wild Nickel. I guess the Stepper Links would be good if we draw another fetch, but if we don't, it's going to do absolutely fuck all. So I think we're probably better off playing the Wild Nickel here and actually just getting... I don't know, it's pretty close, but yeah, I think we're probably better off doing that. If we get red-green, we can play the Nickel. I guess if we get green-white, we can play Step Links as well. Yeah, we'll go green-white, which is the Temple Garden, which is what Bloodstone Mire can't fetch. Okay, we'll get a Stomping Ground then. Yeah, we'll play the Wild Nickel over the Stepper Links. Sorry, not Stepper Links, Scythe Leopard. Opponent's going to lead off with Watery Grave, so they could be something like Grixis Shadow or something. Nope, looks like there's some sort of dredge deck. Okay. Oh, we do draw the next land, which is nice. And I think here we're just going to play both of our 1-drops. Alternatively, we can play the gear as well if we want. Let's go get a Temple Garden. Shock. Play the Step Links. And I think we want to play the Adventuring Gear, but I'm not sure. Let's swing. I assume they're going to block just to get the trigger on 3 more in the graveyard, but we're going to have to get through their blockers anyway. Yep, as expected. Hopefully they don't hit too much. Narcomoeba is fine. What else have they got? Merfolk, Secret Keeper, and a Vengevine. Ooh. Vengevine is annoying, but other than that, the others are fine. In here, I guess we just play the Scythe, just because we need to get as many bodies on the floor as possible at the moment, just to actually get some damage in. Next turn, if we draw another land, we can just play the Adventuring Gear and equip it, and then play the fetch and get something big, or alternatively, we can play the Renegade Rallier and get a fetch land. So our opponent is milling a lot of cards at this point. The 4 Ley Line of the Void in the board are going to be amazing here. We do also have some Become Immense and Boros Charms and Team of Battle Rages in the board, which is basically just being able to give your creature double strike and pump them up really big. to try and combo your opponent out quicker if we're against a quick deck, which might be something we need to do here. Take out like the Blood Braids, for example. And now they've got the Vengevine back, and that's a pretty damn good blocker. Okay, they're just going to swing in, which is fine with us. We'll take the 4. They do have a better clock than us at the moment. Hopefully we're going to be able to catch up though. We draw a Blood Braid, which is not going to be very helpful here. I guess we play the Adventuring Gear. We'll stick it on the Scythe Leopard, try and spread out a bit. And we'll just pass the turn. There's nothing else we can do. We could attack for 3, but they just block it there. If we attack with the Leopard as well, then they can either block it or trade with it, whatever they want to do. And I'd rather not lose any creatures right now. I guess it could be advantageous to get rid of this, because then when we play Renegade Rallier with a fetch land, we could then get it back. But I think when we get the Renegade Rallier, we want to get another fetch back, just so we can Blood Braid the next turn. So we do have the option of blocking the Vengevine here, just because that way we save a bit of life, because at the moment they're attacking us for 5, next turn that's lethal. So I think this turn we're going to not block anything, and then next turn we'll have to come to that decision. Because if they play 2 creatures, they're going to get back the Vengevine anyway, with haste as well. So they get another Narcomoeba. It's going to be very hard for us to punch through this. You know what? Let's just go to the next game. I think we've seen enough. So what do we want to do? We want to ditch these Blood Braids, bring in the 4 ley lines. We probably want the additional path to exile. And I don't know what else we want to do. So we could ditch the Renegade Ralliers, bring in the Team of Battle Rage, and maybe like a Become Immense or 2. But I don't think we're going to be getting in for that much damage without like having to trample over, so I'm not sure if Become Immense is actually going to be very beneficial. In that case, maybe we just want 2 Renegade Ralliers. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah. So we definitely want to go on the play. This hand we will keep with double ley line. We should be fairly good for keeping our opponent from doing anything. So even if they do have like an Abrupt Decay or something, we've got 2. And we've got a Step Links as well, which is nice. So first of all, we're just going to go get a probably Temple Garden. Doesn't really make much difference. Obviously we'll pay the 2, and let's play a 0/1. So hopefully our Step Links will just be able to get in a shitload of damage on its own at this point. So we're looking at 8 damage just from these 2 fetches. I don't know why, but I just really want it to come up where we path our own creature that's blocked to then trigger another landfall trigger to get lethal damage. I think that'd be so cool. And a Hedron Crab, sure. So that at the moment is just an O2 blocker. We'll play a fetch to trigger Step Links. We will then play our Scythe Leopard, and we're just going to swing in for 2. I assume they'll block, but we'll see. We don't really want a Par Fix. Just seems like a waste. It is just literally a vanilla O2 at the moment. And I'm happy just to keep these fetches for as long as possible, and then that way try and get multiple creatures to trigger landfall at the same time. We're going to play another crab. And they're going to go the exact opposite route and try and mill us out. So they recognise that they're probably not going to be able to get rid of both ley lines, so they're just going to try their best to mill us, which is an interesting choice, but if that's your out, that's your out. So we'll let both of these happen. I think next turn we're going to just path 1 just to try and slow this down a bit. We're going to get loads of triggers on our landfall as well. Oh, Ren and 6 is pretty sweet as well. We can start getting lands back as well. So yeah, let's play the Wooded Foothills, trigger both of these. We will path 1. I think we might as well just play the Ren and 6. So we'll get a Stomping Grounds. And we might just get a basic here. I don't know how scared we need to be of things like Vengevine of killing us. Well, they're blue-black, so they can't really cast them anyway. Yeah, we'll get a Temple Garden. So trigger both of these again. So this will be a good turn for them to use the Hedron Crab to block these step links. Green and red. And we might as well just start bringing back lands from our graveyard to our hand. We'll go over the fetch of Wooded Foothills. And then we're just going to swing in. They'll take 4 and probably lose the Hedron Crab. Oh, they've got a Fatal Push for one of them. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not really sure what we can use Ren's ultimate on. We've got Fatal Push. No, not Fatal Push, sorry. Path to Exile and Bolt. That is just a vanilla 1-1 at the moment. And another 1-1. So here we can minus Ren to kill one of these, or we can start ticking up to get more fetches. I think we're probably better off just minusing and starting to get rid of these. So I might block this as well. I'm not sure how much they want to risk things like Become Immense, Team of Battle Rage, that kind of combo, because with a deck that has this much fetches and things like that, you can enable it really quickly. So they can already see that we've got Team of Battle Rage in our graveyard. But no Become Immense yet. I'm just going to play a bunch of 1-1s. Probably just going to try and kill the Ren and 6 here, or at least deal as much as they can to it. Nope, they've actually gone for us. Okay, they're going full aggression. We'll get rid of the flyer. And I guess we just swing again. So at this point I'm just going to start getting the lands into play tapped, I think. I don't really want to crack a fetch until we need to. And we do have them on an effective 4 because of the lightning bolt. So opponent's got a Narcomoeba, sure. What are they going to do? They could try and kill the Ren and 6 here, which they're going to. I think, is it worth bolting one of them? So if we bolt one of them, we can then Ren and 6 will go down to 1. We can minus Ren, kill the other one, then play the other Ren and 6 and kill the Narcomoeba. And they're pretty much down to nothing. Alternatively, we can try and keep the bolt for the opponent. And then we can bolt our opponent and then use a Ren and 6 a couple of times. I think we're fine just killing one of these to keep our Ren and 6 alive for one more ping. They're down to 2 cards at this point. There's not a lot more attrition that they can have, and the second Ren and 6 is going to be able to take care of the other 1/1s if they do get any more. I guess the other option is to tick it up. No, that seems like a waste. We'll kill the flyer. And we'll get rid of the other supplier. We might as well play the fetch here. And then we'll just start swinging in for 2. It might have been worth considering trying to use 2 Ren and 6 to kill a Hedron Crab, but I don't think we really care enough. So they're going to play a bit of a brick wall here. So they're going to mill us for 4, and then they're going to play 0-4, so we are going to have to start trying to get through these last points of damage. Now that makes me think we would have been better off using the bolt on our opponent. A step links is a good draw, so we'll play that out. Just gonna ding our opponent here, I think. And then there's not much point in attacking here because they can just block with the 0-4. We're gonna have to wait till next turn, I think. How many fetchable lands do we have left in our deck? Because it's getting pretty low. We run 8, so 2 of each of the 3 shocks for Naya, and then 1 mountain, 1 forest. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we've only got 4 used so far, so we've got another 4 lands we can fetch. Also, if we do mill a land over, which we had, I think it was a Temple Garden in here somewhere. A Sacred Foundry. We can use Ren and 6 to at least pick that one back up and use it again. Oh, Creeping Chill's annoying. So our opponent's gotten a little bit more life. Now the Step Links is a really good draw. So we will tick up to get back the Sacred Foundry that I mentioned. We'll play it tapped. Swing of both, and at this point they're probably going to have to block both. Yeah, they will do because we've got 2 fetches. And I think next turn that should just be game. I can't imagine they'd have anything else. We will fetch here just to get rid of the Merfolk Secret Keeper here. We'll get the Sacred Foundry, play it tapped. Should trigger both of these. And if you didn't see, we only have a couple more lands left on deck. So we got 1 mountain, and I think a forest as well. Yeah, we'll just pass the turn. I can't imagine there's anything in their deck. Yeah, sweet. Maybe if they like hard cast 2 Creeping Chills or something. So back to the board again. I think everything there was fine. If we do draw the ley line, then the Battle Rage doesn't seem as essential. But if we don't, then we kind of do need something like that. Oh, if our opponent does try and mill us out, maybe becomes better. Just because they're going to keep fueling us. This hand has a Step Links into a GOP'd with the Adventuring gear, but with three lands, no removal, I don't think they're ever going to get through. I think I'm happier off looking for a ley line. Oh, this sounds pretty close. Again, I just think without a ley line we're going to really struggle. That one we have to get rid of. Okay, I would genuinely rather keep this than the other ones we've looked at. We will keep the ley line, the GOP'd. Do we want to keep these 4 and ditch the Wrenn and 6? Is the Wrenn and 6 better than the GOP'd? I don't think so. Well, if anything, we might as well keep the Sacred Foundry and the Stomping Grounds. And get rid of a Stomping Ground, a Wooded Foothills, and out of these, I think... yeah, we'll get rid of the Wrenn and 6 here. Play the ley line and just hope that between that and a 2-drop we can get there. Our opponent might be able to just get rid of it, but I don't think there's that many choices with blue-black. Well, there's the green. Nature's Claim. Oh dear. Okay, now we might struggle. We will shock here, play the Wild Nacatl, and we'll pass the turn. I mean, like, they must have removal for ley line, but it just feels like if they don't have it, then we pretty much win. Even if we're down to like 4 cards or something, half their deck just does nothing. So they can play the Hedron Crab here. Seems like they would have been better off getting a blue-green land, a breeding pool, but I guess they didn't have one. We draw a ley line of the void again, which obviously doesn't do anything now. We can't cast it. I guess we could play some black lands if we really wanted in the board to be able to fetch for. I guess, to be fair, with all the amount of fetching, we could also play Death Shadow. I did think of that when I was trying to figure out what deck to play today. That was genuinely something on my mind. It's like, can we just play Naya Landfall with 4 Death Shadows and a couple of black lands in? Maybe some Street Wraiths. To be fair, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so our opponent is going to gain a shitload of life here. The original Death Shadow Zoo deck that was like the first one that came out with Mutagenic Growths and Gitaxian Probes pretty much was a Zoo deck with Death Shadow in. So we will play our 1-1 and we'll pass the turn. We could attack, doesn't really make a difference, they're going to block. Maybe not. They are thinking about it. That's interesting. They took the 1, okay. Not that it makes much of a difference, but it's funny to see that when people do that. So they've got a Prized Amalgam in the graveyard and a Vengevine. So if they've got 2 creatures in hand, we could be in trouble. They shocked with the land as well, which makes me think maybe they have a Vengevine. The fact they've got double green. Or they got the Narcomoeba, which now means they get the Prized Amalgam at the end of turn. And they're hard casting another Prized Amalgam, which means they're now going to get the Vengevine as well. Well, it's going to be pretty hard from here to catch back up. Yeah. there's no way we're getting past that. Let's just go on to the next round. This hand seems good. We'll keep this. We've got a Scythe Leopard into a Geopede with a bit of removal, and if hopefully we will draw some more lands, and we can Bloodbraid as well. Oh, we're against Tron, so we are going to need to have a quick hand. Another Bloodbraid is not very handy right now. In fact, we might not even be able to cast the second Bloodbraid if we even cast the first one. So they're just going to cycle with their Relic of Progenitus. That card's gone back to main deck in Tron just because of all the Death Shadow and Dredge I expect. I think, as weird as it seems, we're better off not playing a land this turn. Just playing the Scythe Leopard, sorry, the Step Links, and then next turn playing it and fetching with it. So as counterintuitive as that seems, I think that is correct. Because we could have played the Geopede, but if we don't draw a land, then we only get in for 1 from it instead of getting in for 4 from the links. So yeah, if we draw a land in an ideal world, it would be better to play the Geopede. But if we don't draw the land, then we get in for pretty much fuck all damage next turn. So I think it's better this turn just unfortunately face the fact that we're not going to get in for much, and then next turn just hope we can go that way, and we've got the lightning bolts. Thank God our opponents played a forest that turn, and they haven't got turn 3 Tron. That was the tower, which they don't have. So yeah, next turn they've got Tron. Yes, I think it was actually correct to do it this way, as bad as it does feel. Get a Stomping Grounds, get in for a load of damage. This does now mean that because they'll go from 3 mana, they're now going to go up to 8 with the last Tron piece. So if they do have Ugin and they're able to minus for 2, I don't think we'll be able to catch up after that, but we will see what happens. Well, I guess if we draw 2 lands in a row, then we just go like, next turn we double bolt them and then we just start playing Bloodbraids and just start swinging. Maybe we could that way. But it's closing away pretty quick. Sundering Titan. Okay. So we are out of lands, but if we draw a fetch, we are still good to go. So they chose plains and plains and forests, so they didn't have to get rid of theirs. If they chose it as a mountain, then they would have, I guess. That's not very helpful. We will just pass the turn. So it's when it enters the battlefield or leaves the battlefield. So it's not when it dies, which means if we pass it, they still get the trigger again, unfortunately. And a Wormcoil Engine, just for good measure. And a Blasting Zone. How much is it to blow up? 3, okay. Yeah, I guess they get us for 7 here. And that'll be that. Okay, so what are we going to board? We probably want to go the Become Immense Battle Rage route just to be quicker. We don't really want Bloodbraids. We probably want the Collectors. We didn't see a lot of the artifact side of things on their deck, but I think we probably do want those. And we'll trim down on Renegade Rallier. And we probably want the extra path over the extra bolt just because of Wormcoil. We can't really beat a Wormcoil unless we path it. The only other option really is to Battle Rage over it, or whatever creature we block or they block. With the worm coil, we just path or bolt our own version. Yeah, we'll play that, and hopefully this will go a little bit better. We definitely want to go first, as always. Yeah, we'll keep this. Could do with one more land, but here we are. We'll go Temple Garden first, I think. Yeah. So this is where like the collector oopie, whatever the fuck the 2-drop is good. That was a really good draw actually. So we're gonna get a red-green, yeah. So we're gonna get him for 4. Next time we're gonna get him for quite a lot of damage. And the turn after that we should just have lethal. The Become Immense will be live, and we'll just have a load of creatures in play. So they've got the tower and the power plant. Oh, okay. So they're going for Chromatic Sphere instead of cracking the map, which suggests to me they already have Natural Tron in their hand. Yeah, so we'll play the Mesa. Wait, do we have lethal here? I doubt it. 3, 4, 5, 9, 15. So no, we don't. Because all we have to do is fetch, and then we've got 6 mana, so we could, if we needed to, Become Immense there. We'll get a Sacred Foundry this time. No, probably better going as Dumping Grounds. Yeah, we were pretty close to having lethal that turn. And yeah, we'll just play 2 more creatures, and I assume that will be enough unless they have a way to raft the board. In hindsight, it's possible it would have been better just to do the combo that turn, and then next turn Wrenn and 6 to try and ding them for the last one, in case they play like Ugin or something here. If they play Ugin and -2 wrath our board, then we are out. So yeah, it could have been better to Become Immense there. Okay, no, so it wouldn't have been. In hindsight, it was better to do what we did, because we should still have lethal now. So if we pay 2, get a fetch land back, fetch will then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'll be 1 short for Become Immense. We're not going to do a lot if we don't, though. I think we're better off playing the Wrenn and 6 here. We will return a fetch. And they've just conceded. Okay, sweet. So this time, being on the draw, we are a bit slower, and they've just conceded. Okay, I guess. On to the next one. So this is probably going to be the last one. Hopefully it will be a good game. We are on the play. We will keep. Let's go turn 1 step links and pass. Leading off with a Snow Plains and 2 Astrolabe. Okay, so this is like the proper meta, one of like the proper meta decks at the minute. All these snow decks are pretty much popping up everywhere. Let's play the Scythe Leopard. Play a fetch. We're not gonna pop it yet, I don't think. So next turn we can play the Windswept Heath, crack that, crack this, use the Renegade Rallier to get back at another one and just get in for a shitload of damage. So if they don't get rid of the step links here, we could do a lot of damage very quickly. Oh, so we are going to get to do it. So this is the reason I want to play this deck, because it turns like this. So these will trigger. Let's fetch with this. Get a Stomping Grounds. Yes. Fetch with this. Doesn't matter. We've got the green. We've got the white. No, so we'll get Sacred Foundry. We're going to always yield to both of these because otherwise we're going to be here all day. And then Renegade Rallier, get back a Arid Mesa, and then we've got 2 more triggers on the stack, and then again we'll get a red source, we'll shock, these go on again, bolt our opponent, and get the, is that turn 3? That is. Sweet! So that is finally the reason why I wanted to play the deck. And let's go on to the sideboard games. See, I'm happy now. It doesn't really matter that we did shit for the other rounds. That was well worth it. So we probably want to play the... I'm not sure if we do actually against this deck. So they play 4 of the Astrolabe, obviously. But I think that's more of it draws the card. The Fixing the Mana is fine, I guess, for them. So yeah, maybe we do play it. We don't really want the Path to Exiles, so that's not a big loss. And then play a Boros Charm. Yeah, let's go with that. Why not? Well, that has no land, so that's fairly straightforward. Ooh, that's very slow. We'll keep, but definitely not happy about it. We'll ditch the Sacred Foundry. We'll play Temple Garden and pass. Yeah, hopefully we can at least draw a 2-drop. If we don't have a 2-drop, it's going to be a little bit too slow, I think. The Wrenn and 6, I guess, but it's not ideal. We'll get a Stomping Grounds. And we'll pass the turn. So we can use the Renegade Rallies to get more lands back, but I would much rather use these to get creatures back in this circumstance, because the lands just aren't doing anything for us. Okay, so they're going to play Uro, so they're going to get to put a land into play and gain 3 life. Absolutely love this card. Despite being a much more of an aggro player, this card is just amazingly cool. Anything that lets you put extra lands into play, I just find really fun to use. So things like, I'd love to use this in the deck with Growth Spiral and that kind of stuff. And another Ren and 6. Okay, so we're just going to keep ticking up Ren and 6 and try and ultimate. Because if we ultimate, we can just use it with Lightning Bolt and get them that way. Sure, we'll get a Sacred Foundry, doesn't really matter. And we'll just pass and see if somehow we can grind this out. It's not going to be easy with an Uro. But how many cards do you need? It's like 6 or something, 5. So they've got the double blue and the double green. It's just if they can get 5 other cards in their graveyard. So we'll play... I'm not even sure if we want to get the extra land back. So I think we're just going to target on nothing here. If they have the 2-mana flying snake thing to trade, that's fine. I have no idea what it's called. It's like 1 blue, 1 green. If you have like 3 snow permanents or 2 snow permanents, it has Death Touch or something. We do also have quite a bit of burn damage in hand with 7. Okay, where are they putting it? Oh, we get to pick. I don't think we want to draw another Ren and 6. Maybe we do. Yeah, sure. Let's just try and get a Ren and 6 to help us win the game then. They're clearly more worried about it than the creature, which is probably a good reason. Oh, they're probably just trying to fuel their Uro. Red, green, and we'll play Ren and 6. If they counter it, we can just play Renegade Rallier. Except if they do that. Again, we're just going to put it on top. Shit, we should have fetched in response. We'll get... What have we got there? A Temple Gun, so we need a red source. We're going for another 3. The little 3 chip shots with the Renegade Rallier is better than nothing. And again, we still have 7 burn damage in hand. So between that, it only takes a couple of hits with the Renegade Rallier and we're actually threatening quite a lot of damage. So when our opponent goes to like cast the Uro with flashback or something, they're going to be spending a lot of mana, so they won't have Cryptic and stuff up. If this is the deck that plays Cryptic. I've seen like so many different configurations of the snow decks that it can pretty much play anything. Like a lot of them will have Cryptic, and then other ones will just have the Astrolabe and a couple of... Okay, so here we are going to fetch. If you have less life than an opponent, you gain 6. Which they don't, because I've just fetched. And let's shock. Now, what I've actually should have done was got a red source, and then we could have bolted the Renegade, but that's okay. They just get 3/1/1s. So we're going to swing here, see what our opponent wants to do. They'll probably just trade 2 of them into it. that's fine. Then we'll use the, when we go to main phase 2, that is. We're going to use Ren and 6, ping the other one. And we're going to bring back a land just because we want something in play to at least threaten combat damage. And luckily our opponent is still on 10. So as long as they're not going up in life, we should be alright for now. Like timely reinforcements, if they'd gained the 6, this would have been a completely different game. So they're going to gain the 3 here. Not really a lot we can do. Okay, so we'll play another land. We might as well get back in Arid Mesa. We'll swing for 3 and try and bolt this Uro to kill it. They're going to choose not to block. So in that case, we are going to play the Wild Knockout here. We've ticked up the Ren and 6. So we could play the other Ren and 6. And I think what probably would have been better actually was to swing first, then realise that because they're going to take the 3, it might be worth ticking down the Ren and 6, playing the other one and ticking that down as well to put them down to 8. And then between Boris Charm and Lightning Bolt, that's another 7. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's pass the turn. It's pretty hard to kill your opponent when they're gaining 3 every turn and putting an extra land into play. And drawing a card. Just does so much. It's a fairy. I think that's fine. We could block. We could bolt the Uro here if we wanted to, but then they could just bounce the Nakato, so that doesn't do anything. Okay, that's what they're going to do anyway. So they've got Cryptic Mana again. So they're going straight for us. Oh, Bloodbraid's actually a pretty good draw, so let's go ahead, do that, see what we're up to. So I'm not gonna lie, that is the first time I think I've ever cast a Bloodbraid on MTGO, and I guess when it exiles you have to do that before. I just assumed it would happen automatically. Clearly it doesn't. Okay. So that doesn't do anything. What should we do here? Let's swing with both and see what they can do. So if this is 6, 10, 13. So in theory we have enough to kill them right now. But they're obviously going to have something here. Snapcaster Mage, yep. So that's just going to trade with one of them. So we'll play the Wild Nakato. I think it's probably just worth going for our opponent now. Have we played a land? Okay, no, we have now. And we will just pass. So yeah, if they have any sort of removal for the Wild Nakato, we are dead. which they do. Cool. So for the third one, back on the play, I think we want to bring in the combo and try and kill our opponent as quickly as possible. I'm not a fan of the... Again, Oop? Upe? I have no idea. Absolutely no idea how you say that thing. Yeah, I think we want to bring in the combo. And take out the Boris Charm and a Lightning Bolt. The burn spells just aren't as important as the early game. Actually, shit, no. We probably prefer Bolt over Bloodbraid. This hand is great. We'll keep this. So we've got turn 1 creature. We've got the combo. And if we draw a third land, we've got the Renegade Rallier. So let's go ahead. And what do we want first? Temple Garden's fine. Yeah, like as you saw where we drew the Steplings into Scythe Leopard and then the Renegade Rally, you can just get so much damage with a bunch of landfall triggers. Oh, that's pretty sweet. I think that actually is the same as having a Steplings. So again, if they don't have anything, we might be able to kill them. We'll get a Stomping Grounds this time. We'll get him for the 3 and pass the turn. So hopefully our opponent doesn't have anything and we could just get a really sweet kill. If we draw a fetch land, of course. If we don't, then not a lot happens. No. Okay. What do we want to do? Let's swing in for 1 first. And we might as well just play the second one. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have an Aether Gust, because then we are very much out of luck. We probably just have to put it to the bottom and hope to draw another land. Yeah, we are going to put it to the bottom. At this point we need to draw a land for the Renegade and try and do bigger things than play just the 1 drop. Because with all this we have to draw lands anyway, so I think we're better off trying to do that. Okay, that's fine. This card is just so good. Makes me just want to play decks that are like blue-green just for that card. Perfect. So now we can if we tap our lands correctly, so we've got white, green, and doesn't really matter for this one. We'll get Stomping Grounds. And yeah, we'll just pass the turn now. I'm trying to work out how close we are to having lethal just in 1 turn. Because we can use both of these to equip both of these, and then if we drew a fetch land, that'd be 1, 2, so it'd be 2, 4, 6 triggers. Yeah, so I think we can just kill our opponent in 1 shot if they tap out, which obviously they're not going to, but let's go ahead, equip that. And that one, we'll play the fetch and we'll see what our opponent does. Oh. Okay, that's fine, because we can just trample over that or we can bolt it. I think what we're best off doing is bolting it, because I don't really want to use the team of battle rage unless we really need to. If they counter this, that'd be perfect. Fuck's sake. No, that's the exact one thing we really didn't want. If they just countered the bolt, that would have been absolutely fine, because then we could just have killed them. But the path is pretty bad for us. Obviously, we might as well get the basic. We'll go with the forest. That will resolve and kill that. I thought for a second we might actually have it there, but it doesn't look like we did. So our opponent's going to bring back the Uro now, which is fine. They've just got so many cards in hand. This is ridiculous. Like, again, if we had a Dryad Arbor in the deck, right now we could go end of turn fetch the Dryad Arbor, untap, equip both of those, fetch with the other one, and just become immense and just do a shitload of damage. But we're not playing it. But definitely, if you are going to play this deck, add that to it. And let's see what we can do with this. So we definitely want the GOP'd. Then this resolves. So what do we do here? I think nothing. We can't afford to use these fetches. If we're going to one-shot our opponent, we need both of those. Yeah, we can't do anything against that. Again, we'll get the other basic. And just hope that they don't have another removal spell. If they're just going to fire it off like that, then I expect they do. Oh, that was pretty good. Does it put on top of your library? Yeah. So now they can attack with the Uro, which then means they get the Path to Exile back. Yeah, so definitely learn one very important thing, which is always just play the one of Dryad Arbor in a Battle Rage deck in these kind of circumstances. We're out basic, so we're not going to bother with that. That's fine. That doesn't really change anything other than just drawing a bunch of cards. And yeah, we are just dead there. Assuming they attack, which obviously they're going to. Yeah, sweet, fair enough. So that is us definitely defeated. Some awful games today. Next time, I think I'm going to try and play a Become Immense deck again, but we're going to play with Dryad Arbor as something to fetch end of turn. So yeah, if you want to see any more games, feel free to sub. Yesterday's and the days before games were much better than today's, but you know, that's what happens with Magic. There's a lot of variance, especially when you play bad decks. Thanks for watching. Peace.